Salute. How's everybody doing? In here, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. Salute to the chat. Nation. Knicks go down. Golden State, the 101-111. We're going to talk about it. And a lot to get off our chest. We're going to do just that. Shout out to the chat. Always lots to look forward to. We're going to look ahead. We're going to talk about tonight's loss. The Knicks went down. It was the slow start that hurt them tonight. It was the first quarter. I think the Knicks, well, the first half, you could say, the Knicks definitely picked things up in the second half and hang with the Golden State Warriors. Their offense, as we kind of predicted that the Knicks would struggle, checking Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, all the shooters they've got, Jordan Poole, the movement, the offense of the Golden State Warriors, and the Knicks struggled in the first half, containing them. Too many open shooters, too many open looks. Lackadaisical defense on transition as well hurt the Knicks. But what's going on? Salute, big task. Let's get it. How you feeling tonight? The Knicks are 2-1 on this road trip, and it's been a success so far. But tonight was unfortunate. Again, I think the Knicks second half, they picked things up, definitely, and hang with the Golden State Warriors. Julius Randle 3-ball brought the deficit to 8 points. But then what happened straight after that? Straight up and down the other end, open three, and that was pretty much the game. The Knicks were just trying to claw back, trying to scratch, and get within, 5, 6, 7 points. 8 was the lowest they got it to. And the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry got loose. I mean, they're a handful, running off those screens, open shooters. Klay Thompson got hot early in this game, but Jordan Poole and Steph Curry pretty much, rode the Warriors to the victory. And, the Knicks defense picked things up in the second half, but it's just not, we can't really hang with a team with that kind of offense, running around the screens really well. The guys that roll to the bucket, I thought we should have attacked them a lot more. No rim protection out there really when Looney was out. We really should have attacked them. The Knicks didn't get too many kind calls tonight. RJ Barrett did get fouled, but we'll talk about RJ Barrett, his struggles. Well, we'll talk about some positives. Jericho Sims tonight. Unfortunately, Cam Reddish got injured, rolled his ankle. Let's hope prayers up to Cam. I don't think it's too serious. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson before the game was upgraded. And then, let's see what happens moving forward with Mitch. But yeah, with that said, the Knicks definitely need to pick it up with the shooting and defense for 4 quarters. Big task chat, replay gang, Knicks streets. We've been talking about consistent effort for 4 quarters. I feel like the Knicks definitely, if they put out the same effort in the second half, there would have been a bigger chance to win tonight. But it was, the first quarter and the slow start. Again, the first quarter, the Golden State Warriors just got hot early, right? And their bench is pretty nice with Jordan Poole out there. But yeah, shout out everyone. JJ, how we feeling out here, right? There's no way the Knicks can win, with Brunson and RJ shooting a combined 8 for 32. So rough night for shooting wise. RJ Barrett's struggles continue, but Brunson, he's earned enough cachet to have, an off night shooting wise, but he was still probing, still trying to get the foul calls, still making it tough for them. Definitely the Knicks hustle on the glass. Jericho Sims, late 3-point plays kept them in it as well. I was still optimistic the Knicks could make a run. I think if it was anyone else but the Warriors, the Knicks would have definitely pushed closer, getting those tough rebounds. But I just feel like the Knicks were step slow tonight. Definitely 3 games into this road trip, they didn't move the ball well enough on offense. Felt like definitely that dribble handoff side to side offense just didn't get the Knicks good enough looks tonight. Early on, that was the struggle, basically, offensively and defensively, right? Yep. There's going to be a heap of buzz, ladies and gentlemen, coming up now. Fourth season. RJ Barrett's got the contract, and we're seeing play that's not indicative of a player that deserves that contract right now. Um, I got a feeling RJ Barrett will still pick things up, but right now he's in a massive funk. Right, he's in a huge funk. There's no doubt about it. With that, um, regressing, yeah, I don't know how much it has to do with his illness. That's why it's sort of a wait and see for me. But definitely the clock's going to start. The seat on Tibbs and the clock's going to start ticking on RJ Barrett right before more fans turn on him. Right, he couldn't put the ball in the ocean. Damn, salute, quiet money. How we doing? Salute, salute, salute. Chat, Pudge, nice. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Woo, New York Knicks. Got the fresh fitted out here as well. JJ says, seems like the Brunson struggles can coincide with the good teams. Yep. Length, switchability. Yeah, fam. Definitely. Um, I don't feel like tonight was a horrible loss. It just kind of, I think the Knicks had a good chance to win tonight. We didn't execute. It was again poor defensively, but the Knicks did hang with the Golden State Warriors for most of the game. Got it under 10. Again, we just couldn't get key stops. What's interesting is there was a lot of struggles, which is more disappointing. The struggles of Brunson, the struggles of RJ tonight. Hartenstein, probably his worst game as a New York Knick. He was frustrating, and it got Jericho Sims a great opportunity. He took it. He took the opportunity, did Jericho. Happy with Jericho's effort on the glass. He was battling. Again, we weren't getting quite enough foul calls with that. We was getting hacked with that. A critical play review, where Jalen Brunson, I think it was 8 to 10 points. Jalen Brunson rose up, missed the three. They called a foul. It looked like initial live play, looked like his elbow got hit. They looked at the tape, and it wasn't a foul. So costly play, the ball back to the Warriors, and then it was back to, I think it was back up to 13 after that. If the Knicks had got three free throws, could have created a bit of a swing with that situation. But yeah, JJ, I think Brunson struggles with length. His game is successful when he's getting into the paint. With length, I think he needs to adjust his play against certain teams that close him out well. He needs to play more of a perimeter game. One thing that surprised me is how shy Brunson was shooting tonight. I mean, he had pretty open looks from the perimeter. Nobody really wanted to fire up. I know Barrett was bricking, but guys of the likes of Quickley, Randall, and Brunson were hesitant shooting the three ball tonight. So it's interesting whether there was a plan to attack them mostly. But I think we eventually, to open up their defense, you need to hit shots, right? The Knicks just could not hit any shots in the first quarter and the second quarter, and I think they were lucky to only be down by 11, right? Quiet says, when are the Knicks going to address this elephant in the room, right? What are we now? We're 8-8, 16 games in. And yep, I think usually when you get to around 25, 30 games in, the trade period starts to ramp up. We're hearing some news, fam, about Quickley in the trade talks, Derrick Rose as well. I've always said that the Knicks roster that starts this season won't finish. There'll be some movement right now. There's just a whole lot of question marks, fam, right now, more than there were to start the season. Quentin Grimes, again, he's healthy. Why isn't he playing right now? I love a small ball look with Cam, RJ, and Grimes out there as well. We need perimeter defenders as well. The Knicks got back into this game when they started fighting through screens, switching on cue, and I think that's when the Knicks can get stops. We saw the Warriors actually get a little bit frustrated. They was getting called for illegal screens. They was throwing the ball away a little bit. We've seen it when the Knicks play with effort, They're in sync defensively. See your ball, see your man. Switch when you need to switch, and close out. The Knicks can get stops, but they just started slow. Couldn't hit shots. The offense looked pretty ugly. One of the worst looking offenses in the first half. It was side to side, east and west, dribble handoffs, and again, like I said, nobody was wanting to shoot. Everybody was hesitant with that situation, fam. Um, with RJ Barrett, very disappointed with his start to the season. Me personally, with this recent illness thing, can't really use that as an excuse, right? If you're ready, if you're ready to play, you're ready to play. If you put your hand up, you've got to be accountable for your performances tonight. I did like when RJ started to back his man down, try to get into the paint, but right now he's just not shooting at all. He's not shooting well. Can't put the ball in the ocean. There's no way an NBA guard like him should be missing 19 straight 3-pointers. Right, tonight he broke the 19 shot from 3-point line streak of misses when he finally hit one. But that's just embarrassing. It's harder to miss 19 straight shots than it is to hit one. Um, so it's unbelievable with that situation. I just don't know. RJ Barrett's form, it doesn't look anything different to me. I got a feeling with his feet, the way they don't really get set. He sort of hops off his toes when he shoots the three. I don't know. It just doesn't look great to me right now. Um, when is he going to get out of this funk? Who knows right now? But yeah, when the three ball's not falling, the jump shot's not falling, he's very, very one dimensional, very predictable. They can sag off, they can guard the bully ball drive with that situation. And that's what hurt the Knicks tonight. They were just one dimensional, east and west. Um, the Golden State Warriors aren't even in great form right now. Their defense ain't even that great. I thought we should have definitely attacked them more. We were getting foul calls later in the game, getting into the paint a little bit as well. But we gave up far too many 3-point balls on poor rotations. It was Klay Thompson, and it was Andrew Wiggins early, Jordan Poole, and Steph Curry, the usual suspects, running amok with that situation. But again, the Knicks are 2-1 on this road trip so far. It's been successful. Out of these 5 games, the Golden State Warriors one, for me personally, it was one that I definitely didn't expect the Knicks to win. And the Denver one, definitely didn't expect the Knicks to win, and they pulled that one out. So we on the road now to Phoenix, got an off day. We hit the road to Phoenix, then we close it out in OKC, which is a badly needed win the Knicks should get, hopefully. We'll look ahead. We'll give out grades tonight. We'll shout out the chat. What are your thoughts, everyone out here? G Money, salute, salute, salute. How you doing, fam? Yep. Yeah, I feel the same way, JJ, as well. Like I said, it wasn't a game I expected the Knicks to win. We're playing with house money. Just got to evaluate the in-game, folly, and it was disappointing again to see. But yeah, the Knicks hung tough, got it to 8. They just didn't look like they were going to win tonight. They just did not look like they were going to be able to pull this one out. Couldn't hit shots enough consistently, and there was a terrible stretch, late third, early fourth, where we were just getting empty possessions, throwing the ball away. The Knicks were so careless with the ball tonight as well. I would have thought they would have had more cohesion, after 2 big wins coming into Golden State. I really feel like the Knicks would have, their offense would have looked better tonight, but it was the complete opposite. Missing the roll man, that RJ Barrett, go ahead skip pass that missed Obi, basically almost threw it over the backboard, things like that. Quickly throwing the ball away. You can't be doing that against Golden State. You got to be more careful with the ball. And yeah, we'll talk about when we give out grades. But yeah, Jalen Brunson was sort of in between 2 minds tonight, between shooting, passing, driving as well. Golden State are a smart coach team. They've got a great scouting report. They would have put a lot of emphasis on the Knicks' last 2 games and their success on this West Coast trip. They would have looked at what the Knicks were successful at, They definitely stymied our offense, early on. Credit to them. Credit to their hustle as well. Even though we got back on the glass, it just wasn't enough. Too many open shooters again. The story is Tom Thibodeau's schemes, and players not being able to get out on those shooters, right? I mean, there was one play where Steph Curry, the guy cheated off Steph Curry. I mean, to close out in the paint, even though there was another teammate in the paint. I mean, that was a horrible play, right? Um, Pudge, start Obi and Grimes. Will we start to see more changes coming through? Evan Fournier, another DNP, fam, another DNP. Um, what's to make of that? I think Quentin Grimes, when he finally gets healthy, will get into this rotation. Will Tibbs keep it at 9? Will he keep? Will he shorten it even more? Let's see. Um, Maybe when Mitch gets healthy, maybe they cut Hartenstein out of the rotation as well. Maybe they start with Mitch and then they go small ball with Obi and Randall. They cut it down to an 8-man rotation. Let's see. Um, we'll address the trade talk tonight. One's got me feeling like Derrick Rose, one of Derrick Rose or IQ's got one foot out the door. Um, Derrick Rose's comments the other day talking about he's in the unknown, that could somewhat suggest that there's been some conversations had, definitely Derrick Rose, probably ain't happy with his minutes being in this league right now, trying to contend, playing 15, 14, 12 minutes a night. I got a feeling Derrick Rose will probably want to play more than that. So maybe some conversations get had. Emmanuel Quickley, one of the more valued youngsters on this squad. There's no surprise to me that he's getting some interest from around the league. I tweeted out today, yeah, I think a team like Portland could be really intriguing for IQ. Great, Damian Lillard really likes IQ as well. Got respect for him with that situation. IQ coming off the bench for Portland could be nice. Let's see. Talk about the Knicks interested in draft capital coming through, ready to make that big swing as well, trying to stack up the draft picks, and avoid paying quickly. I think that's what it's all about for me. Um, for Derrick Rose, any Derrick Rose trade is to do with him expiring and not losing Derrick Rose for nothing, basically. If you can get an asset for Derrick Rose, it makes sense because he's expiring. He's a veteran I'd love to keep around, but if you can get something for him and he's expiring, do it. The Quickley side of things is more around the future direction and the contract situation as well. We're paying a lot of money to guards. RJ now, Brunson. We paid Mitch. We're paying Randall. We're going to pay Obi soon as well. So yeah, the IQ situation to me is more about the money. I think they value IQ. It just you know the situation is that with the roster crunch, the minutes, the rotations, how much can you afford to pay IQ? And keep him around, keep him in a limited bench role kind of thing. So that's got a lot of fans talking with that situation. And I think IQ wouldn't mind a bigger role himself as well on another team. Jalen Brunson's up in here. Well, bear us watching. December, where the date will come where the players that are signed as free agents will be available to be traded. And I think that's when the buzz is going to continue to blow up, fam. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of fans talking Pudge about Fournier. I think he's definitely a player the Knicks would love to trade. Let's see if there's more interest coming up, as teams start to struggle more. But yeah, Fournier's contract is the main situation that's going to be tougher for him to get traded compared to Rose, who's a sexy contract for teams, because he's expiring. And you've got IQ as well, who teams can still evaluate on a rookie deal as well. But yeah, it definitely sucks. This front office, it's glaringly obvious they messed up. Now that's a folly for them with the Fournier deal. Now DNPing CD, you know, being paid 17 mil, that hurts this team, right? It was unnecessary from the get go. this front office is still amateur. They drafted Quentin Grimes and then they gave Evan Fournier a contract. So it's like they're doubling up and they've pushed themselves into this corner where they've got access players in positions that they didn't really need. Let's be real about that. Fournier's contract, right? If they can't trade it or they have to attach an asset, that's going to be tough, fam. Yep. Salt in the wounds because he's DNPs now, right? Dirty Dancer salute. How are you feeling? IQ wants out. Don't blame him being fed up with that situation. A lot of buzz around that. IQ doesn't strike me as a player that will be a malcontent, but one has to think, like we say, with the contract situation moving forward, him and his camp have to be thinking about what's next for us. We're 1 year away, basically extension eligible, and IQ can feel like he take his game to another level, with more minutes. Kind of a little bit surprised. I feel like he's getting, 25 plus minutes, 22, 25 minutes ish as well. I'm not kind of sure what role he wants. Maybe it's just all about the money in that situation. The Knicks don't look like a team wanting to pay him, you know, with all this money invested. Comes back to that situation. But yeah, don't blame him one bit either. You know, the talk is, the Knicks are fetching a first round or a pick for. You would think a first round pick for a Quickley, maybe multiple picks and another role player. If the Knicks can get out of IQ and get a pick, it depends, obviously, what else is in the deal. But at least if they've decided as an organization, okay, Quickley's not someone we're going to keep or someone we're going to pay, then I can understand them wanting to flip that asset, right, and recoup that. Pudge D Rose to Milwaukee, that won't shock me either. That's a good fit, I think. Yep, a good fit. D Rose could get back to maybe playing his 20, 23 minutes a night, helping a team with that situation, man. That would really make me happy for D Rose trying to push for that, being on a contender. Yeah. And I've said this before, I'm not mad if Rose stays. I just think he's expiring. So it's business, Business is business. If you can get an asset for Derek, you got to do it. He's expiring 14 mil. It's an attractive deal for teams, They get a piece that can try to help them win in the playoffs, and then they can also have a player expire, maybe send a contract back our way. Yeah, with a pick, obviously. The Knicks would be trying to get a pick for Derrick Rose with that. Joseph, salute. Also on the same mindset, fam. Free Rose, get this man to a contender. Do him a solid. Yeah. I'll seriously think that the Knicks could trade both of them, to be honest, fam. It may not be one or the other, maybe both of them, fam. Get Deuce some minutes. Maybe they're looking ahead next year to see if Rokas can come across from overseas. Let's see what happens with that. Grayson Allen, the dude on the block, by all reports, fam. Yep, you're on point, Pudge. Like I said, D Rose would really help Milwaukee. Yep, facts. Right. Quiet money. IQ has not worked on his efficiency enough to be complaining about anything. Yeah. Yep. Certainly don't. I hope he's not complaining. Maybe it's more his agent. His agent talking about, maybe trying to open dialogue with the Knicks about, okay, like, my client's coming up for an extension. What are you thinking? What are you thinking right now? Maybe the Knicks are just like, you know, let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get for him. Yeah, but yeah, he shouldn't be complaining about his role. That would surprise me because with this situation, it's 20, 25 minutes. I really don't know what more he could expect with that, right? 30 plus minutes. I mean, with Brunson here, it's difficult. I don't want Quickly to start next to Brunson either. It'd be a short backcourt, and are not a good fit in this league, right? We need to defend. Dirty says, I would like to try to get that Bulls pick. Yep, send them IQ and Rose if they want. Yep. Yep. Asset management with this situation, right? Yep. Gone are the days where we should lose players for nothing. Like I said, if Rose is coming off the books and quickly you're worried about paying too much, now's the time. Now's the time where Quickly has one more year and he's more attractive to teams as well. So if this front office can pull something off from that regard, not that I want those players out of here for what they offer, but in terms of the business sense, it makes sense to me. Lucas, salute. The team is not good at the moment. They're up and down. Let's face it, no way to rationalize the RJ contract was a mistake. Same with Julius. We have no vision. Yep. When will we ever be good in that situation, right? I think it's tough to see right now, fam, because it's the best thing for the Knicks is step by steps to get to where we need to go. It's build step by step and continue to make the right move. Make the right move with this situation. And trading Derek Rose, if you can get an asset, makes sense for me. The Knicks are investing in their future in terms of with draft capital, whether whether they're going to make the picks or trade them. That seems to be their saving grace right now. That's the only line of direction that this front office, I think, has really gone all in on with the draft selections. With that, let's see, what happens. I can't even look at any free agents right now and guess which guy could be that guy that they're going to trade for. But yeah, with all these picks, they're going to have to do something with them, and that's the obvious elephant in the room with this situation. The good thing is RJ Barrett can still outplay his contract. I feel doesn't look good right now. Let's be real. Completely agree with people saying the RJ contract does not look good, but it's year one. Actually, the extension hasn't kicked in yet. The extension hasn't kicked in. With RJ, you got to go through your lumps as well. You got to go through your lumps to get better. It's disappointing in his fourth year the way he looks. I would have hoped the shootings come along, the finishing with the right hand as well. He's still trying to use his left at the rim, which is frustrating as well. But nothing like a bit of adversity to get a big kick up the backside and to just pick things up. RJ Barrett's just got to pick things up. Absolutely has to. Starting slow every year is a concern. Whatever he's doing, there was a suggestion on that I heard on the national broadcast tonight. I'm not sure who said it, but someone said that RJ Barrett might have to look at his off-season, regimen because starting slow, it's a trend. 3 years in a row now with that situation. The shooting, it's just costly having him rise up and continue to brick it. Even if he's wide open, right? You just can't be a shooting guard or a wing in this league and not be able to shoot. Like, it's just absolutely costly. We see big men that can shoot way better. Yeah. Joseph says, hearing me out. Imagine the Warriors roster in a Tibbs offensive system and New York incurs. New York wins, you say, for that situation. Yeah, ball movement, player movement is absolutely beautiful to watch from Steve Kerr. Cutting, moving. Well, it was almost a comedy show at times. The Knicks were scrambling on a couple of possessions, and it was funny to watch. Right, players absolutely lost with Klay Thompson and Steph ending up with a wide open shot as well. But again, I pinpoint the first half was the Knicks' undoing tonight because the second half they picked things up. They really, I'm not sure if they even outscored the Golden State Warriors in the second half, or maybe you would have come real close. But the second half was pleasing in some regard because the effort was there on the glass as well, as we should have with Jericho picking up some rebounds, Julius picking up some rebounds as well. But we'll give out some grades. Yeah, moving forward now, 2-1 on this road trip. I think the overarching game to come from this West Coast trip is going to be Phoenix. To be honest with you, Phoenix, you could say OKC. That's going to be, could be end up being a must win if we go down in Phoenix. But we need to regroup, come back into Phoenix now, and put together 4 quarters because it's going to be tough, to beat them. We keep saying it, 4 quarters, 4 quarters. If the Knicks came out pretty good in the first quarter, this is a ball game tonight. For as sad as we looked, and the offense looked, the Knicks actually would have had a really good chance to win tonight, last night, if we came out of the first quarter and was hitting shots. But that's the modern NBA for you, fam. You got the Golden State Warriors, and then you got the New York Knicks as well. One can go to another gear, and the Knicks stuck in second right now. Man, child, what's good? What's good, fam? Will with an update. Appreciate you. For Cam, looks like it's day to day with the groin injury. Well, we need to be really careful with that. He should probably sit the rest of the trip with that situation. It's grime time, baby. With that, if that's the case, yeah, Cam Reddish, prayers up. Hope it's nothing too serious, nothing that lingers. But yeah, the Knicks would be wise, to be smart with that, fam. Absolutely. Well, Cam's been playing hard, playing tough. He'd been driving a lot in the paint, getting hit as well. But that's going to be very interesting, right? Yeah, you would think Cam can't go the next game, at least. So another rotation, another lineup that we're going to see, right? With that, there's nothing wrong with Randall's contract. It's RJ's contract that will be the mistake that they look back on. Based on what I'm seeing right now, it's definitely not looking good. Not looking good at all. For the future with RJ, again, I continue to be something about me just continues to be like he's going to be solid. He's going to be solid. He's just such a slow starter in his career coming up in the NBA. Could he have a similar career trajectory like Wiggins? Wiggins was getting canned in his first 2, 3, 4 years as well. I'm not sure what the numbers say. His numbers are probably much better in his fourth year than RJ's right now. But yeah, it took Wiggins till he was 20, 25, 26, 27 till he start to look like the player that he is. RJ's still 22, 23 as well. I'm not trying to make any excuses for him, but me personally, I feel like RJ Barrett will still be solid in this league. But in terms of the contract, definitely the team could regret it in terms of a salary cap, salary cap space and trying to build a winner with this situation. RJ's play's got to pick up. Now, the illness is a factor as well. How many more games can he use as an excuse? Like if he's not good to go, it's on Tibbs to sit him. Right? He's got to sit him. No excuses with that situation. If Tibbs plays him, he's got to be evaluated fairly with that. But yeah, RJ Barrett's swing skill has been and always will be his shooting. Right? The dude can be effective bully ball, transition, can get to the bucket. I think the finishing will improve throughout his career, but the shooting, I mean, to be a shooting guard and a wing in this league, if the defense can sag off you, then I mean, you're not going to be as effective in this league, man. You've got to go pass the ball, go east and west, all the time. Yeah. Dirty's highlighting some of the trends with Cam, how it's been in this career in his league. Look good for a bit and then get hurt and then can struggle with that situation. Just as he was building good trust and a role with Tibbs. Let's hope he's not out for too long. Damn. Yep. Pudge talking about the Melo situation. Melo's still out as well. He might sign on to a contender, I think. Fam. It's actually crazy. Portland haven't been interested in signing him back again. I mean, they're top of the league. He built a home in Portland. I don't know why he hasn't, been brought back there. But let's see. I think Melo might finish on a team this season. Let's see. Grant, salute. RJ's off at the moment. Team. you know, for the defense to respect that. Yeah. Will says I can live with Cam missing a couple of games or two every 20 to avoid the serious injury. That's still a 72 plus game pace with that situation. Yeah, definitely your best availability is your availability. Cam coming up into a contract situation was looking good. Let's hope he's not out for too long. But yeah, I agree with Will. You know, players are going to miss games every now and then. It's a grind. All 82. Yep, yep. Facts, man, child. First quarter was the doom for that situation. We hustled. We stick with it, despite how bad we played. Um, yeah, the first quarter, our defense early in the game, and then also throwing the ball away too much in the third and fourth. I think we was making a run. We was making that run, fam, and there was a critical stretch of about 4 to 5 possessions where we just came up empty. It was an illegal screen. Then it was throwing the ball away. Then it was a ill-advised fadeaway shot right when we was making that run. And then, of course, they got back-breaking threes as well, which bust the game open for that. But yeah, um, for me, fam, everyone out here, I think tonight's wasn't a bad loss by any means. It was frustrating more than that, but yeah, it wasn't a bad loss. With that, um, salute to the chat out here, Tariq. Appreciate you. Let's get it. Streets is buzz that like button, and we're in the middle of this road trip, in the thick of it. Trade talks is amping up. We're really starting to see now in the league the pretenders and the contenders with this situation. 8-8. I mean, it's 500 team right now. We're seeing flashes. This is what a 500 team is. They're up and they're down, headed for the play-in. By all reports. I predicted the roster that's current won't finish the season. Um, what kind of moves are made? We wait and see. I don't know if there's contract situations and all of that. What's happening around the league this season is pretty crazy. So it would not surprise me. Would not surprise. Yep. So I'm not a fan of both of the contracts situation. Yep. In terms of the output, we know what they're capable. It's just tough right now. Yep. We need players to rely upon. Now the definition of a good contract is the Jalen Brunson. Count on him more often. Situation. Martin, what's good? RJ's trend is overall improvement year to year. He starts slow because he tries to add to his game every year. That could be the key. Something he's doing in the off season. Definitely. I mean, I would have thought, the beginning of RJ's career, in the fourth year, I would have predicted him to be a lot more efficient, a lot more comfortable. With that said, I don't know what kind of workouts he's doing, what's happening with that. Um, there are other parts of RJ's game that he can still flesh out too. It's not just about the shooting and the finishing, poor finishing, assisting, looking for guys as well. If your game is predictable and it's one dimensional, then throw a spanner in the work, a wrench in the work, and kick the ball out, move it around for that situation. Have people get second guessing. Um, RJ Barrett, I love to see him post up more as well. His handle is not where it's at for me. He's still got a high handle. Not He needs to tighten that up. In order for him to be more effective. Getting blow bys, dribbling past his man. But back to the basket, I think RJ could be a lot more effective. I'd love to see more plays run with that situation. Quite says a CT, a reporter asked RJ, how does he feel about teams' purposes leaving him open? And he said that he thinks it gives him an advantage, but in reality, it's hurting the team and making things more difficult. Yeah, I saw that too, fam. Yep, appreciate you raising that because I feel like that's just a player, trying to shrug that off, and stay confident. RJ Barrett's got that confidence still. Um, a player that's not shooting well but continues to shoot is still a positive for me. It shows that they're strong mentally. They're not worried about the outside noise. But truth is, what we're worried about as fans is the consistency with that. Yeah, a couple fake comebacks. That's for real. Damn. Yep. What's good. Yep. You could also make this fair point too, like Quiet Money says, right? What has he really added to his game significantly each year? It's been very, very similar to the same kind of thing. Came into the league with a solid base, but what has he really added to that as well? What has he really added? Talk that he got with Drew Hanlon, the shooting coach, and things like that. But let's be real, he's shooting worse than he was last year so far. Joseph, RJ's only shot to stay relevant in the NBA is a consistent mid range. Yep. Or he's another Evan Turner. Hate to say it for that situation. Yep. It's going to become tougher for him with just getting to the basket. And if he can't hit the three ball, like Joseph says, I've been saying the same thing. Work on the mid range, right? Why does everybody just need to shoot threes, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're wide open, shoot it. If the ball's being swung to you and you're open, you hit the three ball. There's no doubt about it. But if you need to get by your man and you need a post up game, work on the mid range too, fam, right? He looked up to DeMar DeRozan, the mid range assassin. When RJ was growing up, he needs to work on that mid range as well, fam. Yep. What's up, Johnny Davis? Salute. The opportunity was definitely there to win this one. We were just off, and we were within striking distance, right? What's wrong with RJ? Yeah, I feel you on that. And yet we battled, no doubt about it. The Knicks didn't tank this one or throw in the towel, which is a credit to them. They battled. It was just missed assignments again. Warriors offense is amazing. Obviously, swinging the ball around, the shooters they've got. The Knicks were lucky to only be down 11. I thought this is one of those games where we would come in and make them pay. We got close. Unfortunately, like I said, there was two big swing plays where Brunson allegedly got fouled, and they reviewed the call, gave it back to the Warriors. That would have given him three free throws. Yep. And then there was a critical stretch early in the fourth. We was throwing the ball away. It was 8. It was 10. It was back and forth. We just couldn't get consistent buckets and stops. To get it less than 8. With that said, then the game just got broken open with that. But you put this in your rearview mirror now. We move on to the next, right? Yep. The turnovers and the shooting. Buzzer salute. What's good? Hurt the Knicks. Right? Facts. Yep. What's good, fam? D Rose still the most reliable Knick. Still the most reliable Knick. With that, yep. D Rose could be upset with his role in this team. Not that he's going to be disgruntled, but yeah, his quotes were pretty telling a couple of days ago. Saying I'm in the unknown. Well, he's very, very candid, D Rose. He'll always speak his mind. If you follow D Rose's career, he'll say whatever's on his mind. He won't hold back, right? And if he feels like he's in the unknown, he's in the unknown. Then you got Quickley, hoping he's going to get a bigger role with that situation as well. So, Ian Begley, one of the best in the biz, very credible reporting. Obviously it's just talks at this stage. We don't know if it's more the teams calling the Knicks or the Knicks. The Knicks. The report is the Knicks are willing to trade them or willing to listen. Well, but it ain't necessarily the Knicks calling and shopping them, right? There's a difference. There's a difference with that. Yep. Salute Kaiser. What's good, fam? Appreciate you. Let's get it. We'll give out some grades as well. We're just kicking it, relaxing, chilling out after this loss, but 2-1 on the road trip. I mean, you could say these wins against Utah and and Denver definitely saved Tibbs' job and bought him more time. Well, and this West Coast trip is still a success, based on expectations. But we can't drop the ball now. We got Phoenix and we got OKC because we got tough games waiting for the Knicks at MSG. We've got Portland and Memphis back home. Well, so it don't matter if we're on the West Coast or at home. These games are going to be absolutely tough, man, tough. Will says RJ should forget DeMar and Butler. He's not. He should study Anthony Mason for some lefty mid-range game and how to be a dog. Points, Will. Yep, definitely different kind of athletes. I think he's more. He could get closer to more like what Butler is like in this league with his strength. Um, that's another thing that's going for RJ. That the older he gets, the even stronger he's going to get. Maybe some small ball four could be good for RJ. Um, Maybe RJ's best way to unlock his ceiling is being on the ball more. Well, being on the ball a lot more, being able to be that facilitator right now. That's an interesting dynamic, with that. But yeah, when I think of RJ, I just think of the mid range. I think he could be far more comfortable with that. The 3-point ball's just not falling for right now, man. What's good, Michael? Salute, chat, streets is buzzing. Pop that like button, and I will continue to rock out tonight, give out grades, and we'll talk about the road ahead for these Knicks. But yeah, what an entertaining season so far it's been. It's been up and down, some big time wins and some bad losses. But tonight wasn't a bad loss. It was disappointing. It was fun as well. And we frustrated Golden State as well. Like I said, it was pleasing in the third and fourth at times. The Knicks just couldn't string together enough great offensive sets, I think. As poor as our defense was, if we'd strung together a solid offensive stretch, we would have got the game back to 5, 6, 4 points less maybe if we was hitting shots right now. Michael says bad start, good signs to hang tough till the end. Yep. There's always some positives in the negatives. Jericho Sims getting good opportunities. Throw your thoughts out there, everyone, for Sims. And Kaiser says Sims is the only silver lining out of this whole season so far. Yeah, you're not too high on Brunson. I think he's been everything we hoped for. He struggled against some good teams, but in terms of his contract and his consistency, I respect Brunson with that situation. Um, yeah, I think the Knicks could beat anybody on any given day. It just comes down to playing 4 quarters. We don't have the roster or the talent to outplay some of these teams, and win every night. But we need to give that effort. We saw what happened in Denver. Even though they were without Gordon and without Jokic, the Knicks' effort got them to the dub, right? And the Knicks didn't give in tonight. It was just talent was just too strong, for Golden State kicking the ball around. I had us scrambling. It was comical to watch, at times. But we did pick things up. Our switches became a lot sharper, and some good defensive possessions, got some stops, but we just couldn't put the ball in the cup, the other way. Obi struggled off the bench. D Rose didn't play too great. Hartenstein had one of his worst games, probably the worst tonight. Buzzer says Golden State knew where the ball was supposed to go when we made a mistake. Knicks were trying to figure out where the ball was supposed to go. Yeah, a lot of East and West with that situation. Yeah, I wanted the Knicks to be more aggressive. They was getting some foul calls, and we had the Golden State Warriors reeling. But then we started to jump shoot. That fadeaway shot from Randall and Brunson was at a costly time. That situation. Damien, what's good? That game was very hard to watch. Yeah, Definitely in the first quarter, it was tough. Um, we were lucky again to be down 11. Yeah, I think that's what kept us in it. Brunson hang tough. Randall kept us in it, hitting some threes. Um, but yeah, definitely, I'm agreeing with Tariq. I don't want no Crowder on this situation, right? We need a humble locker room with that situation. I could handle losing games this season. I don't want no dysfunction as well. I don't want players calling out for more minutes and speaking to the media, in a locker room situation. I don't think we really are a right fit for Crowder either. I think he would prefer to go to a contender. Yep. After that situation, right? Yep. I think D Rose just has lost a step, fam, but he's doing what we could ask him to do in his minutes. Try to close, be that microwave off the bench with that situation. Um, if anything, one thing that's regressed with D Rose is the shooting. Well, he was shooting at the three ball at a better clip the last couple of seasons. That's hurting, D Rose's ability to drive, and get the blow by as well. Not being able to, yep, not being able to hit those shots. Yep, Tariq paying props as well. Yep, good point with that situation, fam. Now let's give out some grades. Let's look at the box score. So look, in terms of missed assignments, Randall's always amongst it, 4 turnovers, but the numbers are solid again for Randall, for 7 of 15, hit 3 of 7 from 3, had 7 rebounds, 4 offensively, so that's very solid with 4 offensive rebounds from Julius. The Warriors went small. Where it hurts us is, minus 17, 20 points. So Randall's minutes continue to be lowered with that situation, not playing in the high 30s, high 40s, early 40s situation. Randall's been playing in the low 30s, the last couple of games. Well, maybe it's to keep him more fresh. There's this bug going around the team. There was a video uploaded of him, taking a break, going to get a tea during one of the timeouts, I think was. So yeah, this team's reeling right now on the road. There's a bug going around, but the Knicks did put together effort. They were just outclassed tonight. I'll give Julius Randle a B for tonight, for what he gave us. Kept us in the game. Yeah, there was some messy plays down the stretch that turned the ball over. But yeah, this wasn't a bad loss. It was one of those things where we just put it behind us and move forward. Had we got any semblance of offense from a couple of players, we're in the game. With a great chance to win. Yep. Tariq doesn't want to trade D Rose. It's not like we got this great offense that we don't need him. That situation. I'm cool if D Rose stays on the team. Um, Obviously, yeah, he offers a lot. To me, Tariq, it's about business. If a team gives you a pick, you got to consider it because D Rose is expiring. If you can get a pick or something, some kind of asset out of that. But yeah, he is valuable in the locker room. In terms of down the stretch, coaching young players, all of that good stuff. Yep. And yeah, he can offer that offense. Shooting, dribbling. That layup he had was spectacular as well. So we'll talk about D Rose. We'll give out his grade. But yeah, we gave out a B for Randall. Cam Reddish, 25 minutes, was 3 of 8, 1 of 4. Solid from the line. Again, 100% from the line. Cam Reddish is shooting the free throws really well. 2 steals as well, which was great to see. Getting in passing lanes, getting disrupting plays, all of that stuff, breaking up plays. Cam doing his thing was minus 17 as well, though. Was that minus 12, 11 points for Cam Reddish. Went off early, didn't come back in the game with the ankle roll. Nothing serious. I think he'll be day to day. Cam, yep. I don't think it's anything serious with Cam, but it's come at a serious time now, I guess, where he was starting to build some consistency and start to really help this team. So now we're forced to make another change, fam. So you'd have to think it's Grimes, step right up, or maybe IQ starts in the next game, fam. You guys give me your predictions right now in the chat and replay gang in the comments. What's going to be the lineup next game if we're assuming Cam Reddish is out? Would you think Grimes straight back in? Not sure how many minutes he could play. Or is more likely that Quickley gets the start at the guard spot? Maybe Evan Fournier gets a lifeline off the bench. I'm sort of 50-50. I think maybe Grimes gets put in. They keep Quickley off the bench, if I had to guess one. But I could see either happening with that situation, right? You would think Cam Reddish is going to miss the Phoenix game now. So let's see, man. We need that defense. We need that. Hartenstein, like we spoke about, what we'll give Reddish, I'll give Reddish a grade, which is I'll give him a C plus for Cam Reddish tonight. Now Hartenstein was 17 minutes. He struggled. He struggled defensively, just being in the wrong positions. He was caught out at times, out rebounded as well. -9, 8 points, a block, a steal, 5 rebounds. With that 2 offensively, 17 minutes though. Tibbs didn't like what he saw from Hartenstein. We was getting out-muscled with that situation. Hartenstein's been fairly solid so far this season, but tonight wasn't his best night. I'll give Hartenstein a C minus because he was struggling on defense, right? Yep. We'll talk about Jericho Sims. Great performance from him tonight. What a value deal with that. What a pick with 58th pick. There was talk Steve Kerr mentioned him, gave him props as well. So he's getting the attention around the league, damn, which is serious out there. Yep. Buzzer says, any Knicks fans down under, do you ever hook up with them virtually or socially? No, I haven't been fortunate enough, fam, to meet too many fans physically down here. Definitely spoken to a few online virtually, fam, but no meetups as well. So yeah, no one's hollered out at us yet. But if there is, we'll definitely hook something up, fam. Yep. NBA's buzzing down here and all over the world. Tariq says not all money is good money. With that situation, I'm assuming you mean the D Rose situation with trading. That Sims should be the next center coming off the bench when Robinson sits. Right? Can't disagree with that, fam. Yep. He's earned minutes and more. Right? Great performance from Jericho. He stood up tonight. Yep. I could see Grimes starting, says Will, but Quickley playing the most of the minutes off the bench down the stretch. Yep, that makes a lot of sense, Will. I think because Grimes will be rusty. Maybe they need him to start, help out defensively, and then Quickley gets most of the minutes, right, once he's in the game, and gets warmed up. Yep. So next man up, after giving Hartenstein C minus, Jalen Brunson, 37 minutes, was 2 of 13. Probably the first game Jalen Brunson was that inefficient tonight. Like I said earlier in the show, he was hesitant, and that hurts you. Like the Knicks offense ain't good enough to be hesitant. Tonight, Jalen Brunson had the ball in his hands, and we went as far as he goes. I felt like he should have shot the ball a lot more. He was always looking to drive, and what would have opened the defense up is if Brunson had pulled up, and shot the three or just shot from mid range more. He was too hesitant, and then the shot clock dwindled down, and it forced a lot of bad possessions tonight. Maybe it was the length again that was most troubling Brunson, but yeah, I feel like he was a big part of the Knicks offense early on, struggling with that situation. So shot really well from the line again. With that said, 5 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, was a minus, again, 13 points. So one of Brunson's worst performances for the game. Still had an impact still, but struggled offensively as well. Struggled. I think he tried defensively. Wasn't too bad defensively tonight. It wasn't one of those games where he got dominated. But yeah, offensively, I'm putting it at Jalen Brunson's feet tonight because yeah, his hesitation just caused the Knicks to be slow on offense with that situation. I thought he should have shot a lot more, um, even though he wasn't efficient with that situation. He was just trying to get to the cup every single time. Then he was pivoting and getting frustrated with all of that situation. So, got to give Brunson his lowest grade of the season tonight. I'll give Brunson a C with that situation. Brunson gets a C for me. Now, Bully Barrett played a team high, again, 40 minutes. Um, just doesn't make sense to me right now. I don't know about what you guys think, but that just does not make sense to me. The way he's struggling to play him 40 minutes. 6 of 19, one of is it 1 of 6 from three. Shot well from the free throw line though. Minus 10, 18 points, 5 assists, 4 boards. RJ Barrett. The shot's just not fallen right now. We can't say anything more than that. He's trying. He's trying to get to the cup. He's trying to back his man down, do different things. But there was a couple of wide open shots tonight that you just can't miss in the NBA if you're trying to make runs. So the Knicks offense is definitely, it struggles when RJ is just inefficient. When he's out there, the defense can key in and it makes it tough for everybody right now. The assists, 4 assists, I like to see that with Barrett. 5 assists, sorry, with that situation. So that was pleasing from that regard, but 3 turnovers. Now, where to from RJ from here? Um, Again, it's not rocket science. When your shot's not falling, you work on other things, right? Tighten that handle up, RJ. It'll help you get past your defender a lot more. It'll help you get to the cup. Um, post him up, run some plays for RJ, right? Tom Thibodeau, this is where you earn your money as a coach to help a player through struggles. It's not just about that player to get through those struggles. You need to put them in positions, right? You sign this guy, he's a big part of what you do. Run some plays for the man as well. Um, Back to the basket, get him down low. He can post up most guards with that situation. But yeah, it's mostly at RJ's feet because he can't shoot. He can't put the ball in the ocean right now. That game will come where he busts out of it, but he's just so inconsistent right now. Is RJ Barrett frustrating the fan base? There'll be a lot of talk about the contract as well. There'll continue to be that. He definitely wanted to go at his buddy Andrew Wiggins as well. We saw him on camera during the game. He was cussing out and he was frustrated himself as well. Again, I go back to the 40 minutes. It just does no good when a player is struggling that much, playing him that many minutes. I'm not saying bench the guy. You need to play through some struggles. However, 40 minutes is a bit too much, on a night like this. But yeah, let's give RJ his grade as we look at the bench after that. But yeah, got to give Barrett a D plus for tonight. A D plus. Struggles with that. Something's got to give, on this West Coast trip. Hopefully, he starts to feel better. I know the illness is affecting him somewhat, but there's no excuse really. If you suit up, then you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready to contribute and produce with RJ Barrett. So, yeah, Fam says it's about business. You will need to play Fournier and D Rose more because we paid them with that situation. The challenging thing is, I guess, with Fournier, Fam, is he's got one more year. So with that situation, um, DNP CD, I agree it's not a good look at all, not a good look, but the team was struggling defensively. Evan doesn't give us anything on that side of the floor, so, um, he's gonna have to wait for his opportunity again to get back in the rotation. Maybe some injuries help him out, but, even if Fournier plays, his minutes are gonna be so low that it's not gonna help his value, I don't think anyway, unless he's getting 25 plus minutes with the money he's getting paid. um, a team's gonna have to be pretty desperate, I think, for shooting with that situation. Tariq says the first player to leave the Knicks in a trade should be none other than Fournier. That's the smart play. Yep. Realistically, can you see it happening though, fam? I can't at this point in time. Who's going to trade for a guy that's DNPs at the moment? It's tough. It's tough right now. Maybe with some injuries, he gets back in. But I guess the good thing is the league knows what Evan is. He's a shooter. He's not a defender. So teams don't need to see what he gives. They know what he brings. Maybe a team with better defenders, better wing defenders can hide him. Right, that's the best. That's the only hope. Right. Yep. Tariq gives RJ a C because he was sick. Yep. With the Lakers, yep, yep. Let's hope the Lakers get real desperate. Damn, yep. I mentioned desperation, and the Lakers look like the most desperate team out there. Fam, right? With LeBron aging, with that situation. Um, there's talk that he's saying, to hell with those picks, get rid of them. I need help. Like LeBron James needs some help with that situation. I hope they value Evan. That'd be lit right now. Buzzer says, "Yeah, do I watch a bit of the NBL?" Yep, I do watch the highlights. Fam, in terms of that said, there is some players, not sure. I think last year's younger players came through with the Next Stars program. We had Usman Jiang. Well, he's come into the league. He's got your high potential with that situation. Jock Landale came from the NBL last season. He's playing really well for Phoenix. We're going to get a good look at him. He's the backup big man for Phoenix. He's a stretch five. With that said, but closer to the draft, I'll know, some of the younger players that might be coming up. I appreciate you for that. So, fam, we're giving out some grades for the starters tonight. If you look at the plus minus, all minus for the starters as well. Um, but the bench, my key to this game was our bench picking us up. For the Knicks to have a hope of beating Golden State, our bench has got to outplay theirs, right? There's no doubt about it. And Obi Toppin did not have a good game tonight, unfortunately. He was 19 minutes, inefficient as well. 1 of 2 from the line, didn't get a steal or an assist, got 1 block, 5 rebounds, with that said, and just 1 point. So just 1 point from Obi Toppin in 19 minutes. Now, there was a stretch where Obi was just a mess. He was missing a reverse dunk. Then he missed a simple putback. He leaked out on the break. It was a bad pass to him from RJ, so he would have got more buckets. But yeah, Obi's been such a good spark for this team. I'm not down on him tonight, but yeah, it was a bad performance from Obi. He needs to get back to basics, with finishing as well. Those reverse dunks can come back to bite. Like I said, this was a game of inches, 8 points. Let's say we hit some free throws. Let's say Obi finishes 2 of those dunks. It's a 4-point game at that time, 3-4 point game. Every point matters, in this league. Yeah, with swings and all of that stuff. But Obi couldn't get to 20 minutes tonight. He definitely would have if he wasn't struggling. But so we'll give Obi a C for this situation. But with I'll give him a C minus with that situation, right? Yep, got to give him a C minus. Now Jericho, that opened the door for one Jericho Sims with 27 minutes, right? Stand up, 4 of 7 was efficient. He hit both free throws. Well, so he's improving on the free throws. Is Jericho, so salute to him. 10 rebounds as well, which is great to see. 5 offensively and 5 defensively, so stand up. 3 blocks, crazy. 3 fouls was a plus tonight, 10 points. So he took his chance, right? Like Tariq just said, should he be the starter coming off the bench right now? Better performance than Hartenstein. Let's roll with the guy that's in form right now. I love his rebounding. He's starting to get blocks now too, and he's hitting his free throws as well. So extremely versatile. Um, we've got to shout Jericho out too for helping us beat Denver. You know, that key play down the stretch where he stayed in front of Murray as well, was able to put the clamps. So he brings something different, no doubt about it. Love Jericho's game. I salute him. 58th pick, modern NBA type small big man, you know, jumps out of the gym, rebounds well, is getting blocks now, and great positionally in terms of switching as well. It gives this team a different look on the point of attack, right? And we need that, fam, ladies and gentlemen. What's your grade for Jericho Sims tonight? He gets an A for me. I mean, stuff in the stat sheet. Let's do it again, right? In 27 minutes, was 4 of 7, 2 of 2 from the line, 5 offensive boards, 10 overall, and 3 blocks, and it was a plus tonight, right? In a game where we lost by 10 points, he was in a positive. So, so Jericho pulled his weight tonight, man. He's looking more mature, more confident. Well, he sets great screens. There's Jericho. Obviously, his biggest shortcoming is he can't stroke it. He can't stretch the floor at the moment, but he's better around the hoop, that's for sure. With the baby hooks, the putbacks, just his broad shoulders. He's a load to handle down there in the paint. Well, he was frustrating Draymond, and again, we picked things up defensively. When he was out there with switching. Well, so his presence is felt all the time that he's on the floor as Jericho. His vertical leap is a factor in this game. Actually, there was a play where he would have had 2 more points, but it was a offensive interference, right? The ball was just falling off the rim, and Jericho was there to put it back in, but it was just bad timing with that situation. So he was everywhere tonight. He was all over the glass. Salute to him, right? Double, stand up, Jericho. He gets an A for that situation. Now, who the hell knows when Mitch is going to get back? But that's the best thing about this team. I think the center rotation is pretty solid. And I said this at the start of the season, with 3 big men, that gives us something different each. Give us something different, right? People thought Jericho would be situational all season. And this is a stretch where he's getting, a great opportunity, and he's producing. So you've got to be super happy for a Nick that's situational and they're producing right now. And Tibbs trusts him. No doubt if anyone gets in foul trouble or we need more help, I think he's going to call upon Jericho Sims whenever he needs, right? He's going to be a factor this season, best believe it, right? So he kept us in it tonight. He battled, heart, effort, energy. That's what we keep saying. If there's a lack of talent on this team, but we continue to outwork the other team, we can beat anybody tonight. Jericho was just nothing flashy, just gets it done. Right, almost 30 minutes as well. So he's producing in big moments. Stand up. Now D Rose, 14 minutes tonight, was efficient as well, 3 of 7. Only hit 1 3 though. With that situation, D Rose got 2 assists and 2 blocks. Well, minus 10, 9 points. Derrick Rose gave us a different look. He was one able to get penetration and be disruptive as well. The 3 ball's just not fallen, like I said, with D Rose, but his dribble drive game's still there. He's dangerous on the break. Once the 3 ball starts falling, you'll be more dangerous because they've got to respect that. But D Rose is that solid veteran, savvy. Um, with that said, he got 2 assists and 2 blocks. You love to see that. No rebounds. Um, -10 in just the 14 minutes. But Derrick Rose is that steady hand off the bench. Tonight, I'll give him a C plus. C plus for D Rose. Um, again, keeping his minutes under 15. Now, D Rose is in trade talks, like we know. I feel like he definitely wants to play more than 14 minutes. He's not going to come out and be disgruntled and say things like that. Um, him and Quickley, it's sort of like one of those two needs a bigger role, and one of them may need to find a new home. So it's no surprise that both of them, have been talked about with teams. Now, with that said, if I got to pick one guy that's probably most likely to go, it's probably IQ. I feel like the Knicks will get back more for IQ in a trade. So not that they like D Rose more than IQ, but it could just come down to who they want, what they can get back, in terms of that situation. For a team for D Rose, he's expiring, but for a team that trades for Quickly is going to be a team that probably wants him, long term, for the future. So C plus for D Rose. Let's listen out for this buzz because I feel like definitely one of them is going to get moved at some point. Joseph with the prediction of the lineup coming up to Phoenix. We got Randall, RJ Brunson, Sims, subbing Cam is IQ, prediction lineup. Yep. So yeah, you've got the IQ coming in to replace Cam. Yep. I think that's very likely, fam. I could see that happening, especially with some trade talks coming up. A great chance to showcase Quickly even more from the organization perspective of that. In terms of the front office evaluation with talent, they're spot on with Sims. It was definitely a great pickup, man. 58th pick with that. I'm still really high on Rokas. Well, who knows if or when we'll ever see him as a Knick, but he's going to be a great pro in this NBA. I've got no doubt about it. He's producing at a high level overseas. I really believe in Deuce McBride still as well. Maybe a part of this trade talk could be an opportunity for Deuce McBride to see what they've got in him, as well, fam. Yeah. Ultimately, things may not even eventuate. Let's be real. They're listening or they're talking to teams. It ain't like they're shopping these players. Maybe Evan Fournier, they're shopping. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. Now, aside from the rest of the situationals, we'll give Quickly his grade, and then we'll talk about the road ahead. Yet Quick got 27 minutes, but was inefficient. Missed his shots, missed all of his field goal shots, 0 of 6 and 0 of 3, but hit 6 free throws. With that said, he rebounded pretty well, like he does. 6 rebounds, got 2 steals, got an assist, and was a minus 6 points with IQ. Right, so he's on the floor for his defense. To get 27 minutes and not be able to hit a shot, he's definitely there for defense. With that said, I think they're still wanting to see more from IQ with this situation. With the assists, I mean, he could definitely get those assists up. 1 assist in 27 minutes, that needs to go up for IQ, especially when you're not hitting shots. With that said, he needs to come in. I know he needs to score. This team needs his scoring, absolutely. But you can definitely make your teammates better when the shot's not falling. IQ. Still that rush of blood to the head, pull-up game is still there at times as well. A little bit erratic, helter-skelter still from IQ. Yeah, tonight, obviously, we missed him. We missed a good performance from him to help us pull this one out. He definitely, if he had put some points on the board and been more efficient, this team would have been right there. So, yeah, Quickly gets a C for me tonight. Well, yeah, he could flesh out the rest of his game and do a lot more, I think, in 27 minutes, tonight. Yep. Yeah, I agree with this situation. I think Quickly still, he's not more one than the other in terms of point guard, shooting guard. He's a combo in that situation. Yeah, he's definitely not a true point guard with that situation yet. His passes can be a bit erratic. Tonight, like we said, fam, he threw a couple out of bounds. He threw a couple away as well, looking for Obi. Credit to him though, he's still got that great connection with Obi. He hit him with those oops, but yeah, Obi tried the reverse layup, dunk, all of that stuff, and missed it with that situation. I feel like Quickly sped up is his biggest area of improvement. I feel like he just plays like he's on fast forward. What do you guys think about that situation, right? You see Brunson and he's measured. He probes the defense, he looks for things, he keeps his dribble alive. With IQ, it's like he's had 30 energy drinks, or he's had 30 coffees before the game. And it's like he needs to make a decision ASAP rather than just calm the heck down at times and let the play evolve, you know, let the play develop kind of thing. And I know his role is to come in and put up points, but yeah, he's definitely that microwave, like Tariq says, and we need that situation. And I'm cool with that. Um, Not to be that lead point guard, absolutely not. He needs to score, and he's not efficient at the moment. But I feel like he can make better decisions as well. Yeah, he'll improve. He's got a high ceiling. Does IQ? He'll get better at reading the defense. I feel like in terms of those point guard skills will develop in him. That comes with experience, and minutes. Um, I just feel like he's being sped up at times, and he does throw the ball away occasionally, too often. With that said, I love to see IQ become just more efficient scorer. With that, he's got the green light. Tom Thibodeau absolutely believes in him. Um, the one thing I admire the most about IQ is he has come back a better defender with this situation. Right, um, we can't we can't get on a player too much if they come back from the off season and they're better at something. Right? You gotta be working on something, a part of your game in the off season. Quickly's come back a better on ball defender. Salute to him in Denver. He locked down Jamal Murray. Definitely much improved on that end of the floor, not fouling, staying in front of his man as well, and that gets him minutes on the floor. Quickly's not going to usually hurt you too much because he defends. He fights over screens. He's got a long wingspan. Things like that. I think on the offensive end, he can definitely flesh out some more of that court vision and just being more patient, being probing. Keep the dribble alive. All of that. See, I gave Quickly a C. So that caps off the night. Before we look ahead, in Golden State, before this road trip, I didn't expect the Knicks to win. They didn't win. Um, we looked better in the second half. Some things were very pleasing with Sims as well. I think Brunson and Randall tried. Um, Disappointed Reddish got hurt. And Hartenstein was a disappointment. Um, Obi just needed to be more disciplined, but we hang tough. We hang with them. I think we got their respect. I mean, Golden State's not in great form right now, and we definitely could have beat them. I came in tonight confident after the first two wins. I thought we was going to roll tonight and try to pick up a surprise dub, but it didn't happen. We're 2-1 on this road trip, so successful so far. Let's keep our heads in it, stay focused, go into Phoenix now, and really give them all that they can handle tonight. Let's throw the kitchen sink at them. Randall usually plays really well in Phoenix. He gets hyped. He got into it with Cam Johnson last time. Cam Johnson's out. But there's talk about Mikal Bridges and all of that situation going on. There's talk with the Jay Crowder and DeAndre Ayton disgruntled. Phoenix need that power forward as well. It's going to be a very, very interesting game. This could be the most interesting game of this road trip coming up, because I remember the last 3-4 against Phoenix. It gets chippy, man. Fam streets, it definitely gets chippy out there in Phoenix. You got Booker, CP, and the likes. Well, but I feel confident. I feel confident going in. We're going to be in that game all the way down the stretch. Comes down to execution, and can we defend well? Can we defend better? Sims, I'd love to see him rewarded with that opportunity to play again, play big minutes. Yeah, he's key for our D, fam. Yeah, he's key for our D, and yeah, Jericho Sims, stand up. Got the A tonight. Pleasing again, development, 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 development. Um, so yeah, I'm confident with the Phoenix situation, but I want to see a bounce back performance from Brunson, and we're going to have a great chance, right? Going into Phoenix with a real point guard, going up against their attack is going to be great. Going to be great with that situation. Like Tariq says, if you think about it, the Knicks are doing good on the road, right? Absolutely, fam. Getting respect with that situation, right? I heard some ridiculous quote from JJ Redick on the broadcast saying that the Knicks are only beating bottom feeders. He said the Knicks are below average. They're only beating bottom feeders right after we beat Utah and Denver. I mean, miss me with all of that. Of course, I watched MSG, that situation, right? We gave the world champs a headache at their place coming off a 2-game win streak on the road. Yep. Tariq knows what it is in terms of this team, right? We evaluate it for what it is. It's going to be that 500 team that can beat anyone on any night, can give teams fits, but lack of focus, lack of execution can hurt it at times. The path forward for this team to make the play in and even be even better than that, to me, is on the defensive side of things. If we can improve that way, and Tom Thibodeau's cleaned things up a little bit since the OKC loss, the closeouts, the switches are better so far from that game, but I think they can still go to another level, with another level, with better communication, better planning, and switching, and seeing your ball, seeing your man, and just sticking to your defensive assignments, right? Keeping your head in the game. This team can really give it to any team, right? Because offensively we're good. We can put up points, man. We've got Cam running the break. We've got Obi that can run the break. We've got guards like Rose, Quickley, Brunson. Randall's going to give his points. He's going to do his thing. I guess it all comes back to RJ Barrett, as we get ready to wrap up the show. But RJ Barrett, I predicted, was this team's X factor in terms of how far could we go, right? A lot of games that we lose, RJ Barrett doesn't play well. And a lot of games that we win, RJ Barrett had a great game. So RJ Barrett's a big X factor for this team. And he starts to get things going. If he gets in a rhythm, look out. Look out. We're doing all of this with less than half of RJ's capabilities right now. He's struggling, definitely struggling. And I'm looking for the coaching staff to help him get out of this thing, right? Because, yeah, it's all well and good to just keep shooting and shooting and shooting your way, out of a funk, but it could become detrimental mentally, at some point in time when you just continue to see bricks go up. So please, for the love of God, Thibodeau, get some plays going, get RJ back into a groove as well, run him off the curl, help him out, do something, get him on the block, just anywhere other than the 3-point line where it's just east and west, and barreling into traffic, right? So again, yeah, RJ Barrett's got skills, right? You don't just lose skills, it's coaching as well as fit right now. The paint does get clogged up at times. That's not a good thing for RJ either with that situation. RJ always struggles and then comes out strong as the season moves on. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep. There's a difference between a player struggling and in a funk to the player being trash as well. RJ Barrett is getting trashed with that situation. I'm supporting RJ through this funk. as well. The contract looks bad at the moment, but it's not how it's going to end with this situation with RJ. He's a worker. Um, he's got talent. He just has to figure it out. Has to figure it out. I have lowered his ceiling. That's for sure. His ceiling ain't like um, what some people may have thought coming into this league. I'm realistic about RJ's expectations now as the third to second best player on a team. One day. Right now, he just needs to be more consistent and flesh out more of his game. His RJ Barrett, his struggle on the road, it's tough as well. Your hotel to hotel, flight to flight, all of that. Maybe it's going to take RJ to get back to New York, get back to some home cooking, his own bed, feeling better about himself. And I guarantee at some point this season, there'll be people riding RJ's jock with that situation right now. Just, ride the grind, ride the bumps, and get through it. And I hope RJ Barrett gets better soon. Play him less minutes if he's struggling that much. It don't make no sense playing him 40 minutes when he's struggling this much. With that said, I hope the off day does him well, and he bounces back, and plays a great game in Phoenix. Now, with that said, the Phoenix Suns coming into this situation, they've got some question marks of their own right now. They're doing well, but they've got some talk about Jay Crowder. They've got talk about Ayton, well, not really getting along like that. So, yeah, it's going to be fascinating. We're going to give them all they can handle. I'm confident it's a 50-50 game. Well, like I said, yeah, tonight wasn't a bad loss. It was frustrating at times. We just didn't get that consistent play from enough players tonight. Well, there's a bug going around. There's tiredness, all of that. The road trip's been a success. We've got the first early 2 dubs that we needed to get. Now let's close it out strong, right? Let's get a statement win in Phoenix, and let's punk the OKC Thunder, because I think some of these Knicks have got that game circled on their calendar. Fam, right? Letting Josh Giddey and SGA put up 145 on us at the Garden. I think we definitely want to finish this road trip with a bang, right? Tariq says they'll be riding RJ's jock like Tarzan. Yeah, fam. Exactly. I think. Yep. And I see both sides. It's fair for fans to want to see more from RJ right now, of course. But you got to look at the bigger picture as well. There's bumps, there's grinds throughout the 82 game season. We need to see improvement ASAP, but I think we will coming up to these next 10, 15 games coming through. Again, I put it on the coach, get him in better spots, that kind of thing. Work on things, right? It ain't just going to click overnight. Right? He ain't just going to become a 40% shooter overnight. So, get him in positions to succeed. The guy got talent. He's 6'7" for crying out loud. So, yeah, a lot more positives to come. I feel like 2-1 on this trip as well. Salute to the chat. Appreciate you. Salute. The streets are still buzzing. Pop that like button. Salute to the best chat in the biz. And yeah, stay positive, everyone. We're 8-8, 500 ball right now. Working our way to consistency. We got a true point guard. Had an off night tonight. We hang tough against the reigning champs as well. It was just too many missed defensive assignments and lackluster offense, early in the game. But this team will go to another level. I feel like we're not getting great play from Derrick Rose consistently, quickly as well. Our bench can become better, and Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson. We haven't seen enough from them yet. You got to think they're going to factor into this season a heck of a lot, right? Mitchell Robinson's a defensive demon, offensive rebounding demon on the glass, and Quentin Grimes is that two-way guy, another two-way guy that this team sorely needs as well. So let's get it. Buzzer beat, appreciate you. Salute to you. Salute to the chat. We appreciate everyone rocking with us. Yep. Krog and Proud. Salute. Trick says, here's the formula for perspective. It's early. Relax. Yep, facts, right? You're staying even keel with this situation, which is a good quality for the players to have as well, right? Night to night, you're going to have it some nights you don't. But what I do want to see, fam, is consistent effort with that. I felt like the team gave effort tonight. They fell short as well. It wasn't like no Brooklyn game or OKC game with that situation. Those were embarrassing losses that I think this team's learnt from as well. Better tightening up those switches, guarding the perimeter is going to help this team a lot. Because if you look at it, most of these teams' losses have been the other team shooting well, hot shooting. We defend the paint. We have one of the best free throw percentages guarding close to the rim. It's the opposite that's hurting us, with the three ball. So yeah, let's get our hand up. Let's close out, and let's stop these threes from raining down on us. And I think we'll start to get above 500. Yep. That said, so let's wrap this thing up. Yep. You already know what it is. Salute replay gang. Appreciate you out there jumping in the comment section and joining in the conversation. Give us your lineup against Phoenix with hopefully Cam Reddish don't miss too many minutes, too many games. Looks like Mitch might return soon, which is great for this team as well. Let's see what happens moving forward with this trade buzz coming up. But yeah, the Knicks will be fine. We'll continue to battle. Let's close out this road trip. Let's get it. Let's see you on the next one. Salute, salute, salute.